Good, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. It is your girl, your diva knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Cafe de Paris. Want to say happy Monday to everybody. I'm sure Mondays is usually not very pleasant because it's the beginning of a new week, but thank the Lord that He blessed you to even see another week. So on that note, I want to thank everybody for dropping by and rocking out with me this morning. You're probably close to your lunch break or you're probably on your way to work, whatever the case may be. I want to thank you for stopping by and dropping in and hanging out with me. What's up, Neon Eyes? And good morning to everybody who's was able to stop by and chat, and or if you can't chat, at least to hang out with me and see what dish I got served up for y'all today. Well, I thought it was very imperative, y'all, that I did this content due to the fact that there are just so many people that are doing it, and it's very disheartening to me because I'm just really starting to notice that there's more and more and more parents that are getting carried away with throwing these baby showers for these young teenagers who really don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And it's just so unfortunate that it's a lot of it has to do with the fact that it has everything to do with these parents. These parents are supporting their children that are bringing lives into this world, and knowing their children aren't nowhere near equipped to be able to even become a parent. And I really blame the parents for that. What's up, T193U? I blame the parents for that. And the reason why what provoked me to discuss this particular topic, I was on Facebook the other night, and of course, I stumbled upon this individual's timeline, and her daughter is 14 years old, pregnant. Okay, and she looked like she had to be every bit of 7 to 8 months, like she was getting ready to just drop right then and there. But anyhow, the act insult the injury, it was her mother who posted her daughter's baby shower. And mind you, this child is not even 15 years old yet. And then on top of that, the picture that she posted, her 14 and 15-year-old friends were posed in the picture with her and celebrating this life that, she was supposed to be, that she's obviously bringing into this world. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, are y'all really serious? I mean, you are a parent. How could you be so proud that you have a 14-year-old that's bringing another child into this world? If anything, I would be ashamed. I would be embarrassed. And keep in mind, I get it. Being a parent is going to be things that your children are going to do that you're not going to always have control over. I mean, kids, when they are not in your presence, they're going to do things. They're going to make decisions that you don't approve of. Believe me, I get it. I'm a parent, so I understand. You can't protect your children from everything, and you can't avoid everything. But my whole problem with this whole situation is there's far too many parents that are comfortable with their children becoming parents to the point that they are so quick to throw baby showers. And my honest opinion, I really don't think a parent that has a child under 18 years old should be throwing them a baby shower. And I know that a lot of parents, particularly Black women, are the ones that are going to get offended by this type of content because we are the main ones who do this mess. We will throw a baby shower for our young black daughters, knowing they don't have the education they need to become a parent, knowing that the knucklehead they got pregnant from is not going to be a stand-up dude. We know the struggles. If you are a parent, you already know the struggle. You know what your child is going to be going through. And the sad part is, instead of us as parents, as grown men and grown women, we sitting down talking to these young people that obviously are going to be bringing another life into this world, and instead of us preparing them for the real world, preparing them for the struggle that's to come. No, we want to celebrate. We want to rent out community centers. We want to rent out, all type of venues. We want to buy decorations. We want to make being a young teen mom a celebration. And I really don't see anything about it to celebrate, because the thing is, you're encouraging bad behavior. And the reason that I say that is I've seen this too many times now. Me personally, I am not a fan of baby showers, especially when it involves young teenagers. I'm not a fan of baby showers. I am not. Okay. However, I have been to one or two, and I will let you know honestly. The one or two times that I did go, and I have not been to any ever since, and I know for a fact I would never go to another teen baby shower. It was one of the most awkwardest events to me. It was awkward as hell. I don't know if any of y'all ever been to a baby shower. Um, what's up, Darius? I don't know if any of y'all in here ever been to a baby shower, but I tell you, the one or two that I went to, it was really, really awkward. Seeing these young people, lost in the sauce, not having no idea the bull crap they're going to be experiencing. Okay. I see these young girls at these baby showers, and they're just so overjoyed with the fact that somebody is celebrating, that all of these people come together and helping them to celebrate their struggle. Now, keep in mind, I think the majority of these young girls who get pregnant, a lot of them like to do it for the attention. They like the attention that they get from it. And the attention, 9 times out of 10, most of the attention they get is a baby shower. They know if they get pregnant, they ghetto mama, they ghetto daddy, which is mostly the women who do this, because there's not too many men who throw baby showers. They know 9 times out of 10, they ghetto ratchet mama is going to go to Party City and go to Dollar Tree and rack up all these decorations and put together this baby shower. They know it. And if anything, what it does is it motivates them to want to keep having more children. Because I actually was in a situation and I saw that happen. There was a particular person I know whose daughter had gotten pregnant. Okay. And the main thing she did, instead of sitting down and preparing this girl, making her get a job, making her fill out college applications so she can start getting herself established before this child gets here, the first thing she does is throws a darn baby shower. That is the first thing she does. What's up, Zero? What's up, Sadia? Good morning. That's the first thing she does, okay? So she throws this microwave baby shower for her teenage daughter. Now, to add insult to injuries, let me tell you how ghetto they was about it. She didn't even give out an invitation. She sent out a text message about her ghetto teenager baby shower. Okay. She sent out a text message letting everybody know what date, what time, and she had the audacity to say on this invite, this baby shower invite, do not come unless you plan on bringing gifts. Now, who does that? Who in the world is going to sit up there and say, do not? Now, you a teenager, you barely got a pot to piss in or when to throw it out, and you're going to send out baby shower invites via text message, via, I think she Facebooked it too, and you're going to post on there, you can't come unless you have a gift. Now, at the time, you're only 16 years old. You 16. So my thing is, now your friends, they're going to be in your age range. Half of them ain't even had no jobs. So how you figure your teenage friends who still in high school like you could afford to get your child a gift? I mean, and that's exactly, and that's the audacity she had. That was the audacity she had to add to her baby shower invite. So in the back of my mind, I'm already not interested. I did not want to go, but being that this was somebody within the family, I said, okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and go to this damn circus so I can be nosy and check out the buffoonery of this tacky ass event. Okay, so I went to this teenager baby shower. I heard it in a while since I heard the story. Yeah, I mean, but it's unfortunate, Sadia. This goes on a lot. So I went to this little tacky teenage baby shower, and when I say this was the most ghettoest baby shower I ever seen in my life, I'm like, you know what? I would rather somebody lock me up in the closet and make me watch the Golden Girls marathon for 2 weeks than to sit here through just 2 hours of this mess. First of all, it was very awkward because again, you have these young people, the 16-year-old with her belly sticking out from here to Arkansas. Her teenage boyfriend, he looked at lost like he didn't know where the hell he was, like he really didn't want to be there. There was not many gifts. People came and not many people bought gifts because you got to keep in mind this is a teenage baby shower. Half of these teenagers didn't have no jobs, so there was not that many gifts. A few people brought some things, but it wasn't much. Um, the boy, you can tell the boy's mother, the father, the soon to be child father, his mother was there, and you can tell that she and the girl's mom was not really fond of each other. And I noticed that a lot, that when these teenagers get pregnant and they have a child, 9 times out of 10 the family don't even like each other. They do not even like each other. Either the girl's mama don't like the boy because she feel like the boy is not good enough for her daughter. She feel like the boy is a bum. He's not going to provide for her daughter. And 9 times out of 10, if he's under the age of 18, he's not going to be in a good position to be able to provide to take care of a child. And I've seen cases in which the boy's mother don't like the daughter because she felt like the daughter was fast, was already a thought, and she feel like the girl intentionally got pregnant from her son so she could bring her son down. So I noticed that a lot of these people will get together and throw these baby showers for their kids, and they don't even like the parent of their soon to be grandchild. I don't know if many of y'all noticed that, but there's many cases in which these teenagers who are having these babies, the parents don't even like each other. They can't even stand each other. That baby shower was so awkward because the girl mama didn't like the boy mama, and the boy mama didn't like the girl he got pregnant mama, which was really, really, really strange. Yes, Darius, and I don't think too many guys condone it. Most of the time, it's these women that are doing it. It is the women the majority of the time. So I really can't fault the guys too strongly. It is women. What's up, AK Styles? What's up? Yes, this is a big pet peeve for me. I cannot stand these parents throwing these baby showers for these teenagers. I think it's disgusting. I think it is trifling. And I don't think there's nothing positive about it. I really don't think it's cute. It's not a good look. If you are a mother, the last thing should be on your mind is throwing your daughter a baby shower. You should be scared to death because your child is bringing another child into this world, and your child is going to have you're going to have to be there 100% because these young people do not know what the hell they're doing when it comes to these babies. They don't. And being a grandparent, especially if you're a loving grandparent, if you care anything about your grandchildren, you would be scared to death knowing how these young people are, knowing how irresponsible, knowing how negligent, knowing how lazy. Some of these young people don't even like to take the damn trash out. You can't even get them to clean their room. You can't even get them to damn fill out a job application, let alone you're supporting them bringing another life into this world, knowing they're lazy and they're irresponsible. I think it is very dumb on the mother's behalf. And the majority of us that are doing it is us black women. We're the ones that are doing it. We are doing it. Now, you do have other women of other races who also throw baby showers for their children. But women, we are the main candidates when it comes to throwing these baby showers for these teenagers. Okay, so basically, as I was stating, the baby shower was very awkward. The young man who was the father, uh his gift was he brought two or three little bottles and I think a bib or something like that. He brought it in a dollar store bag. So you could tell he brought his soon to be child gifts from the dollar store. So he didn't know what the hell he was doing. He didn't even know what to get for his soon to be child that was being brought into this world. All he knew was to get a couple of baby items from the dollar store. Okay, and then as they were setting up the baby shower and they was pulling the chairs down. Now keep in mind she's 15. Like I said, her belly is way out to here. She's trying to lift a chair. That's how gullible and dumb as a doorknob she was, not realizing when you're pregnant, you don't pick up stuff, you don't lift things. She's trying to pick up a couple of chairs, okay, to help set up the tables. And the baby father, he's looking at her trying to lift the chairs, and he don't have no more sense than her to try to help her, with the chairs, or to tell her, no, I'll get it. You pregnant. I'll lift it. I'll get the chairs. He's like a little boy. He's like this little boy, and he's not knowing no more what to do than she does. And you can just tell it was very, very awkward. I'm like, I will be so glad when this event is over because it was just, it just was pathetic. It was really, really pathetic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be jealous. Yeah, I don't, and that's why I'm doing this content, AK, because it's too many mothers that are celebrating these baby showers with their daughters, and they're not preparing these young women for the struggles and the real drama and the chaos that's to come, you know. And again, a lot of parents that condone this type of behavior, 9 times out of 10, they're the reasons this this event even happened in the first place. And this is what I mean by that. The reason I state that a lot of these parents who encourage these baby showers, they're the ones who cause their sons or daughters to get in the predicament in the first place. Because if you are that supportive, 9 times out of 10, you've been supportive from the beginning. Now, this particular person that I am addressing, that had this baby shower for her daughter, she always allowed her daughter to have a boyfriend at a young age. This girl was allowed to have boyfriends come. Her boyfriend was always to her house. And it's basic common sense, ladies. If you allow a young man to get comfortable with coming to your house all the time, you know something is going to happen. And me personally, as a mother, I've never allowed my daughter's boyfriend to become too comfortable with coming to my household. And really, they shouldn't even have boyfriends, in my opinion, at a young age. But unfortunately, it's kind of one of those things. If you don't let them have one, they'll be sneaking behind your back doing it. And whenever a child has to sneak, that's when things really happen. So in the same token, you got to kind of have an open mind. It's better to allow, so that way you can have some type of leverage. You get to meet the young man, he gets to meet you, he gets to see what type of parent you are, he gets to meet the father. So sometimes there's an advantage when you do allow them to have a boyfriend, because that gives you more leverage to keep up with what's going on, versus if you one of those parents you strict and hard as hell and, no, I don't want you to have no boyfriend. No, I don't want you to have no girlfriend. Well, what they're going to do is they're going to sneak. They're going to lie. They'll be sneaking to the boyfriend house. They'll be sneaking to the girlfriend house. And whenever you sneaking, 9 times out of 10, that's when you're going to get yourself in the worst situation, because you got to sneak to do it. So as a parent, that's the type of discretion that you have to utilize, because you have some parents that are very strict. No boys, no girls. I get it. But at the same time, when you overly shelter your child like that, you cause them to be sneaky and devilish and things of that nature. So you have to play by ear, and only you know your child. So yeah, as a parent, that's a decision you have to make. But she been very lenient. She always allowed this young man to come to her house all the time. And especially as mothers, as parents, you have to be careful being too comfortable with your child's boyfriend or girlfriend, because if you don't put that fear in them that you're the type of parent, you're always watching them, you're not gullible, you're keeping up with what's going on, they're going to think twice about trying to run game on you. But when you one of those parents, you want to be down, you want to be a buddy, you want to buddy your child's boyfriend, you want to buddy your child's girlfriend, you put yourself in a predicament to where you set yourself up to be disrespected. And that's basically what happened. She always allowed this young man to come to her house all the time. Now, keep in mind, I believe that the majority of parents who do this, they keep allowing boyfriend, boys, and stuff to come over, is that way of keeping their daughter occupied. Because the truth of the matter is, some of these parents, they don't want to be bothered with their own children. They don't. They do not want to be bothered. They do not want to give their daughter, they do not want to give their son the attention that they need. So they rather pass it off and let the boyfriend and the girlfriend keep coming over to the house to keep them occupied, because that gets the child out of their face. So you have some parents, they will intentionally allow a boy to come over all the time just so they don't have to deal with their own daughters. And then it's one of those things that you got some parents, you got some mothers, they rather be friends than to be mothers. They want to be considered the cool mom. This chick always allowed all the neighborhood kids to come to her house. And she always allowed her daughter's boyfriend to always come to the house. So sooner or later, when you allow these children to become too comfortable with coming in and out your house, eventually things are going to happen. And that is what happened. She kept letting this young man come over all the time, to the point to where even when she wasn't home, he was sneaking to the house and banging her daughter out. That's basically what was going on. What's up, Brother Jones? Thank you for coming in. That's what happens when you allow these teenagers, you allow these young men, you allow your boyfriend, your daughter, boyfriend, or your son, girlfriend to come to your house. They're going to end up screwing. Sooner or later, panties coming off. It's going to happen. And that's what was happening. He was banging her out every chance he got. Okay, because he felt comfortable going over there. He didn't fear her mama. He didn't fear her mama boyfriend. He didn't fear, because you one of those mamas, you like to kiki and laugh and grin and smile too much in these young men's face. I learned that the hard way. You cannot entertain your children's um boyfriend and girlfriends, because you put yourself in a predicament to where you end up getting played, in a sense. You end up getting shafted. You have to be a parent and not be a friend. You become too cool, calm, and collective with these young people, they gonna play you off of your kindness or your friendship. I don't try to be friends with none of my daughters' friends. I'm cool with them. I'm respectable to them. And even with her boyfriends, I never tried to befriend them like that. I've never allowed any of my daughter's boyfriends to feel so comfortable to where he felt like he could just come to my house anytime he wanted to. He could just come over unannounced, and the one or two times I met them, I played the role as the mom. Hi, how you doing? What school you go to? I didn't try to be this young man's homegirl. And it's a lot of mothers. Y'all are too cool with your daughter's boyfriends. Y'all are just too cool. And some of y'all are too cool with y'all sons' girlfriends. And then when these young people start getting out of pocket with you, they don't know their place. They don't know when to stay in a child's place. You want to get mad and you want to get in your feelings, but these are the monsters that you keep creating. You cannot be friends with your daughter's boyfriend or your son's girlfriends. You need to be a mother. You need to let them see that you are not a child. You're a grown man. You're a grown woman. You don't be kikiing and laughing and grinning and snickering and throwing too many jokes with these young people, because you set yourself up to be disrespected. And that is what happened, y'all. She allowed this young man to get so comfortable. And sooner or later, he was banging her daughter out and she got pregnant. All right. So now that her daughter's pregnant, She wanted this young man to step up and be a father. And in the back of my mind, I'm looking at this dumb broad like, are you serious? This young man, he's under 18 years old. How you going to expect him to be a father when he's not even a man yet? He's still in high school. And a lot of the times, what's up, freelance? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, she kept, now that this young man got her daughter pregnant, she up there mad and angry with him. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, you got some nerve to be mad with this young man. It's your fault it got this far. You kept letting him come over to your daughter's house. What you thinking he doing over there or all the time? What, you thought they were just playing video games? You thinking he just coming over there eating Debbie snacks and cornflakes? You knew eventually he was gonna bang your daughter out. That's why I don't become comfortable with none of my daughter's boyfriends like that. I'm nice to them and I'm respectable, but I'm not about to do all that extra stuff. I'm not about to do all that because you create yourself to be disrespected. What's up, Katrina? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. You set yourself up to be disrespected, ladies. If you one of them mamas, you want to be a friend instead of a mama, you set yourself up to be disrespected. And oh, that's all right, freelance. Like I said, I'm used to you misbehaving. I'm just glad you stopped by. But yeah, for everybody who's just tuning in, I'm talking about these women, these mothers that are throwing their daughters baby showers, celebrating the struggle instead of preparing their children for the struggles and the chaos that's to come. These women want to throw baby showers. You know what I mean? So anyway, back to the scenario. So, you know, she can't stand this young man. She want to hate. She and her feelings, throwing all kind of shade at him because I remember at the baby shower, when they was pulling out the baby gifts, they was opening the baby gifts and stuff like that. So, I think the young lady, her aunts or somebody said, well, I'm going to go ahead and get you I'm going to go ahead and buy you a car seat. I'm gonna wait till the baby get here. I'm gonna get you a car seat. Now, mind you, the mother of the daughter that's pregnant, she gonna put this young man on blast in front of everybody. The young man who got her daughter pregnant, she gonna say, no, you ain't got to get no car seat. Let him do that. He the father. Let him do it. And you can tell that young man, it made him feel some type of way. Now, I get what she was trying to do. I understand that she wanted this young man to know his place as the father, and in her way, she felt like she was making him responsible. When in actuality, what she did was she pissed him off because you can't handle these young boys the same way you handle these older men. You cannot you cannot put him on a spot like that. You could tell it pissed him off, to the point to where he had already decided, in a sense, like, he practically was already, feeling like, what, I don't want to be bothered with this. Because it's a certain way you talk to other people's children, and the way she addressed him in front of the whole crowd, that wasn't the appropriate way to do it. What she could have did was pull him aside and say, hey, the baby's gonna need a car seat, this snap, blah blah. She was so ghetto and ratchet. She gonna address that to him in front of everybody that was there, not taking into consideration that his mother was standing there. So his mother, she felt some type of way. But I'm like, this is the young man you kept allowing to come to your house. You allow him to get comfortable with your daughter till he got her pregnant, and now you wanna embarrass him, golf on him like he did this by himself when your daughter allowed it. And my thing is this: as a parent, you see signs when you have a child getting out there or you have a child that's getting loose on you. Why she did not take the proper precautions to get her daughter on birth control, it's bananas to me. It is bananas to me. Everybody knows these days, these teenagers, they are screwing their backs out. They are doing way more screwing than we are doing as adults. These teenagers are getting way more sex than we could ever get. These kids now, they are a totally different breed from what we were coming up. Back in our generation, we wanted to date. We wanted to go to the movies. We wanted our boyfriend to take us to the skating rink. We wanted to do fun stuff. These teenagers are just straight screwing. That is all they doing. They're just raw dogging each other without a conscience. That's all that's going on. And for any parent who thinks they have a teenager that's not screwing, you are in complete denial. Or if they're not screwing, you better be careful due to the fact that your child is going to be around other kids that are screwing, that's going to keep pressuring them, making them think they missing out on things, So as a parent, you cannot be blinded to the fact that these teenagers, they are screwing. If they are screwing, they're around other kids who are. And eventually the curiosity is going to set in. And as a parent, you have to prepare them for that. You don't wait till a oops happens and then you want to go do something. You want to go lash out at the boy who got your daughter pregnant or lash out at the daughter who got pregnant from your son. You already should know by now. We're dealing with a different breed of children, and they are not scared by law. These kids are doing any and everything. They are, and they're not giving it a second or third thought. What's up, Rep? Appreciate you for coming in. These women think by being a friend with children, they will keep their asses young. Exactly. You said a mouthful of spud. You exactly right, because that is what her problem was. I could tell she was one of them mamas. She was too busy trying to be young herself. And it's a lot of us as women. And when I say us, I got to put myself in that category because I am a black woman. It's a lot of us as black women. We sitting up here and we're trying to keep up with our daughters. You're trying to keep up. You're trying to keep up with your daughter. You're trying to be your daughter friend. Um, you're trying to be down, you're trying to, keep up with the young people because you done missed out on your youth. When you were young, you probably had kids young yourself. So by the time you became a full grown woman and now your kids are grown, you want to wild out and you want to try to make up for all the youth that done passed you by. And that is a big problem. A lot of these moms, they're too busy trying to still be young. You up here holding conversations with your daughter's boyfriends. I've even seen some women, they like to flirt with their daughter's boyfriends. They like to let these young men come over and make them feel comfortable. This young man sitting on your sofa with his foot up on the damn coffee table. Nah, no, 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 ma'am. And then you turn around, this be the same young man you hate when he gets your daughter pregnant. Because you can't get him to do nothing. You can't get him to step up. You can't get him to pay no child support. And that's what happened. Basically, when that child got here, she couldn't hardly get this young man to do nothing for her or her grandchild and her daughter. She couldn't hardly get this young man to do nothing. And to this day, she likes to give this young man a hard time, but she's not taking into consideration that she created this mess in the first place. This young man kept coming over. You kept trying to be cool with him because you want to be the kind of mama. You want to be a friend instead of a mama. This young man became too comfortable to the point he got your daughter pregnant, and things happen. You know what I mean? But the last thing, the worst thing about it was, again, she threw a baby shower. And I told the person, I told this person's father, I said, I'm gonna tell you now, do y'all understand? Y'all are making matters worse by throwing this girl a baby shower. And he acted like he didn't understand where I was coming from when I told him that. I said, I'm telling you, your baby mama messing up by throwing your daughter a baby shower because it's going to give her mixed signals. It's going to make her think that being that y'all are celebrating this pregnancy, it's going to make her think it's okay for her to do it again. I told him, I warned him, I told him it was going to happen. I said, do not throw a baby shower for first time mothers because it's going to make them think it's okay. It's going to make them think you're all right with the poor choices they made because you're helping them celebrate the struggle. What the hell do y'all think happened? What do y'all think happened when they threw that baby shower for her? What do you think happened? Katrina, I tell my youngest daughter now, I better leave them babies where they are because I'm not raising no baby. I raise mine. Exactly, Katrina. You and me both. Cause I can't, my thing is I don't have the time and I don't have the patience. I really don't. It's too much work. Who want to go through you wait and prayed for your children to get big? And they old enough to take care of themselves, they're old enough to get a job. Who looks to start all over and have to help raise grandchildren? Absolutely not. Now I understand if you are a grandparent, you're going to be there, you're going to be supportive, you want to love your grandchildren, but what's starting to happen is a lot of these women who celebrate their daughters' struggles, they end up raising kids all over again. Because keep in mind, if your daughter is living with you and she don't have her own place, and her baby daddy ain't got a home to take her and that baby in, guess what? You're going to be stuck raising children all over again, and it becomes an ongoing cycle. But basically what happened was, because they had that first baby shower for her, that gave her mixed signals that it was okay to get pregnant, so she got pregnant right away. She got pregnant right away, right after the first baby. She didn't even give herself her stitches time to heal after her C-section. She got pregnant right away. Because again, by them throwing that first baby shower, it made her think that my parents are okay with me being a single, struggling, unwed mother. They supported the first one. Hell, they're going to support any other more children I have. And that's what happened. She got pregnant again right away. And I told him it was going to happen because they celebrated the first baby with a baby shower. So she got pregnant again and had two back to back. This is what happens when you promote ignorance, ladies and gentlemen. When you promote ignorance, it keeps progressing. It spreads like a tumor. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. It spreads like cancer. And that's what happened. So she had one, not two. And guess what? They had a baby shower for the second one. And for the second baby shower, not many people showed up to the second one like they did the first one, because by then everybody like, okay, now we done celebrated the first one, we ain't doing this again. Ain't nobody hardly even showed up to the second one. She thought for the second baby shower she was going to get just as much attention as she did for the first baby shower. It did not happen. And guess what? The baby father, he didn't even show up to the second baby shower. He didn't even show up. Because I guess the first time when her mother clowned him and embarrassed him in front of everybody, that young man was like, I'm not going to the second one. He didn't even show up to the second baby shower. He didn't. Exactly, freelance. Exactly. But this is what happens when you have these mothers out here that are supporting, promoting the ratchetness of their daughters becoming mothers before they even get their high school diplomas. And this is the reason why the Black community has so many problems that it has. We are so quick to celebrate all of the wrong things when it comes to our Black youth. We will celebrate when somebody's getting released from jail. We want to throw a cookout. We will celebrate when somebody is pregnant, even though they don't have a job, even though they're not married, even though the baby daddy ain't worth 2 nickels and a dime. We want to celebrate it by throwing a baby shower. We want to celebrate anything that is not beneficial to their future. I've seen more parents put energy and time into throwing a baby shower than they will a graduation, that their child graduated from high school, that their child graduated from college. Those are the things that we need to be supporting. Those are the things that we need to be acknowledging. We don't need to be acknowledging, you know, um, um, you know, situations in which these young people are having babies at a young age. And then these children get here, the burden ends up weighing on the parents. And when you allow your children to have kids at a young age, 9 times out of 10, the burden is going to fall into your lap. Especially if these kids stay with you, half of them can't even move out your house and get their own place. So you got to come home to a grown teenage daughter and a crying baby every day. And if you have a teenage daughter that has a baby father that's a bum, that's not paying no child support, guess who's going to help buy those diapers? You are. Guess who's going to help buy that baby formula? You are. You're gonna end up taking the place of that child's father. And then what happens, y'all? A lot of these guys, these young men who impregnate these young ladies, as long as they know she has a parent that's supportive, that's the less they are going to do. That's the less they are going to do. That's the less they're going to do. These young men, as long as they see that the female they got pregnant, they know that she got a daddy who gonna help take care of that grandchild, got a mama. He ain't gonna do dick squat. He's not gonna do nothing. Cause in his mind, he feels like, shoot, I ain't got to do nothing. She got a mama, she got a daddy. And this is just, and again, this is the monsters. We set our young people up for failure when we celebrate situations like this. um Nate's great. My daughter had a baby at 15. I felt as a parent. Yeah, freelance says she's already damaged goods. That's because a lot of black folks low key celebrate others losing because it makes them feel better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You may have a point there, subs. You may definitely have a point there. We love to celebrate the struggle. We love to celebrate when somebody is down on their luck. We are quick to acknowledge um things that are negative, things that are that promote ignorance. We are quick to support it. And a lot of it too has to do with what's up, Sir Rules. Thank you for coming in. And a lot of it has to do with a lot of people in the black community. I noticed the reason why a lot of people are celebrating the struggle because no one has tried to overcome it. To give y'all a better analogy of what I'm saying, for instance, let's say if you living in the projects, all right? This is just an analogy. This is just an example. Let's say if you're living in the projects, all right, and you live around people where all they're doing is smoking weed, drinking, getting pregnant. If that is all you are exposed to every day, nobody in that environment is doing anything different, that is going to become your norm. What's up, Char Willie? Thank you for coming in. Yeah. And Rep, I'm going to kind of go into that a little bit too. What's up, Frito? Appreciate you. Um, and Jeremy, thank you for coming on in. Yeah, it is rep and subs. It is a collective decision, but it's also an individual decision. It's both. It just depends on the situation. So both y'all have some very solid points. To get that exactly, freelance. That's what we need to do. We don't want to celebrate positive. We want to promote ignorance. For example, as I was saying, if you're in an environment, that's all you're exposed to, that becomes your norm. So if nobody is there to show you anything different, you're going to think that that is the way of living. You're going to think that's all there is to life. Now, if somebody is in that neighborhood who lives in the projects, but you see they're going to college, they moved out and got a good job, and you see how that person making a different decision has blessed them to be in a better place and be in a better position. Now you have an example that's showing you that, okay, it does not have to be, even though everybody else in the projects is doing it, that don't mean I have to do it that way, because somebody has given you a different outlook on life. But when nobody shows you anything different, it will become your norm. And a lot of our way of thinking, it has everything to do with your environment. It has to do with your environment. And again, as Sub said, because in that environment, basically everybody is used to seeing people lose, everybody is used to seeing people not make it, be successful, so that becomes everybody norm. But at the same time, like Rep stated, individual choices separate us, meaning that even though I'm in the environment, even though I stay in the projects, I don't have to do like these project chicks. I don't have to get pregnant and knocked up just to get food stamps, just to get medicated, whatever. It is an individual choice. But some people are not strong enough to make decisions on their own. They rather follow the crowd. Whatever other people around them is doing, that's what they want to do. You know what I mean? Um, and that's the thing about it. We need, as in the Black community, we need to support more positive behavior. We do need to throw block parties for the child that graduated from college, who got a scholarship, who got a football scholarship, who got a basketball scholarship. We don't want to promote positive behavior. We are so quick to promote the ratchetness, like these young teen moms that are getting pregnant. Okay. And then again, these children come here into unstable situations. You got grandparents who can't even stand each other. I know teenagers who have a child and both of their parents do not even get along with the other parent. They do not even get along with the other parent because, again, these teenagers are screwing like rabbits. And what it does is it puts everybody in an awkward position because, again, if there's a teenage girl, her mother is going to automatically feel some type of way about the young man who got her daughter pregnant. It's a lot of women who want to stay angry and upset with the man who got their daughter pregnant. But at the same token, why did you not, as a mother, take proper precautions and made sure that your daughter was pregnant so she couldn't get knocked up by a knucklehead? Why do you want to be upset and angry with the young man who got her pregnant? Why are you not upset with yourself as a mother that you did not protect her? Why are you not upset with your daughter that she didn't take the proper precautions to protect herself? And it's a lot of women that cannot stand their grandchild's baby daddy. But your daughter chose that young man to get her pregnant. That is who she chose. So before you want to hate him and knock him, get upset with your daughter. She chose him. Now, also, it's not just these girls. It's these young men that are going around here screwing every Kim, Kiki, and Tasha. They screwing all of these young women, and there's nobody schooling these young men and making them understand they're gonna have so much child support to pay before they even get 24 years old. Somebody need to be sitting down talking to these young men and making these young men understand it is not cool going in a raw with these young females. Because these young men, they don't understand how potent their sperm is. They don't understand how potent it is. That even if they breathe on these young women wrong, they can get these chicks impregnated. And and it's sad because a lot of these men, it feeds their ego to have all of these different baby mamas. But what they're not understanding is you're not going to have nothing to be able to establish yourself with because you're going to be so busy kicking out. Half of your check is going towards all your baby mamas before you even see it. Now, what woman is going to want to deal with him when he becomes a grown man and has to realize that he has 8, 9 baby mamas? So by the time the state gets everything out his check, he's only bringing home $100. What woman is going to want to deal with that? Somebody needs to also school these young men. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, freelance. Yeah, these females are very fertile. And so are these guys. And the thing is, if you have a son, you got to sit down and talk to these young men and make them realize that they need to wear protection. Because especially if he's a young man, he's in a good place in his life, he's in college, he has a good job. These young girls are scandalous. They becoming as scandalous as these scandalous ass grown women. These young girls have learned all I have to do is get pregnant and get a check and get a young man to take care of me for 18 years, then I don't never have to work. So if you have a son that has something going for himself, you better make sure his head is on straight because the wrong chick, if she gives it to him good, he's going to fall prey to her trap and he's going to get caught up and his whole future is going to be ruined. And you have a lot of women out here, they want to hate their sons, baby mamas. I hear a lot of women who complain a lot about their sons, baby mamas. I don't like her. She this, she that. But that is who your son chose. Your son chose her to get pregnant with, you know. And also, You don't know what she's going through behind closed doors with them, and like any other parents have the tendency to want to defend their children's wrongdoing. But at the end of the day, you are doing your child a disservice if you're not keeping it real with them and letting them know what they were wrong at. You are doing your child a disservice if you're constantly defending their ratchet behavior and you're making them believe, oh, well, he shouldn't have got you pregnant. What you mean he shouldn't have got you pregnant? No, you should have not allowed him to put you in the predicament to where you got pregnant from him. Why didn't you use any protection? Why didn't you come to me for birth control? Me and my daughter had this talk long time ago, way before she even became active. I told her, you come to me if you feel like you're going to do something so I can put you on some birth control. Please come to me. Please, please, please. I begged her because I did not want that for myself and I did not want that for her because I know how hard it is being a parent. And I wanted her to enjoy her life as a young woman. I didn't want her to go through what a lot of these young women are going through. A lot of these young women are not even 18 and already going through problems like they're 30 years old because they got knocked up from some knucklehead. I told her to come to me, and she did that. She came to me and said, Mom, whoop de whoop de whoop, blah, 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 and not that I encouraged her, not that I wanted her to do something, but let's keep it real. We're not going to be around these children 24/7 now. You're not going to be around them every minute of the day to tell them what to do and what not to do. You can be the best parent and give them the best advice. When they get in that situation, they may do the exact opposite of everything you told them to do. And boom, here it is, your grandmother. I was not about to lie to myself and set myself up and make myself believe that my daughter was so smart that she couldn't get got. I know she's smart and she's very intelligent, and I taught her a lot, but I am in reality enough to know that sometimes when peer pressure comes up on you, you don't use your best judgment because you got to realize we all were teenagers at one time. We all dealt with peer pressure. And my thing was, I would rather be proactive than to be reactive. I'd rather nip it in the bud before it happened. And that's what I did. I called the doctor. We went down there, got on her birth control, and I schooled her. I didn't make her think that just because you're on birth control, you can school every time Dick and Daryl. I talked to her about AIDS. I talked to her about not only you got to protect yourself from these STDs and AIDS, but you got to protect yourself as a young woman from getting a bad reputation. You go around here laying up with too many dudes, you're going to make a name for yourself. You're going to get a reputation for yourself. So not only I can't I not only need to protect yourself from diseases, but protect yourself from getting a name all over the neighborhood. And I also told her I also cannot protect your heart. You go around here giving up and giving it out and giving it up like free samples at Costco wholesale, you setting yourself up to be mistreated and disrespected. So, I had to prepare her for the reality of it. You know what I'm saying? So I had to keep it 100 with her and just let her know what's up, V Dub. That hey, this may protect you from this, but it's not going to protect you from that. And I think as parents, we need to keep it real with our children. We need to stop buttering things up. We need to stop making things look like it's not that bad. Oh, it's okay to be a teenage mom. Oh, it's okay to be a teenage dad. It's not okay with it. And this is the reason why it's so much conflict when these young people bring these children here. You got grandparents that are at odds with each other because again, the little girl, the girl that's pregnant, her mama don't like the boy mama and vice versa, when the actuality is both of y'all should have been doing everything in y'all power to protect y'all children from becoming parents at such a young age. So there's no need in going around here blaming one and blaming the other. Everybody passed some type of accountability in the situation. You have a son out there, you have a daughter out there that is sexually active, that's screwing their backs out. It is up to you as a parent to give them the knowledge, the wisdom, and the protection that they need. Now, if they decide to go out there and do the opposite after you done taught them everything, then guess what? It's on them. Katrina says right. That's why when my family member told me she didn't appreciate my daughter on birth control, I had to tell them it wasn't a decision. I had to make the right decision. Absolutely, Katrina. I think that is the wisest thing for any parent to do. That's the wisest thing because what you're doing, Katrina, is you're protecting your daughter from becoming another statistic. And I agree 1,000%. I would rather get my child on birth control than for her to become another statistic. Then for her to have to stand in the welfare line, for her to have to stand in the child support line, I would rather her get on birth control. And if that considers me as a bad parent, then so be it. So be it. I'd rather be a bad parent than a grandparent because at the end of the day, I'm not ready to raise any grandchildren. I'm nowhere in a position to do it. I'm not quite 40 yet. I still got my life to live. Not only I got my life to live, I want her to live her life. My thing is, as black women, we know the struggle of being a mother. Whether if you've been a single mother or you been a mother who was married or whatever, we know how hard it is being a parent. Why would you sit back and allow your children and allow your daughter to have to go through the struggle? And you know how hard it is. You know, these young men out here ain't trying to be nobody daddy. You know, why would you want your daughter to have to go through that? And the same thing, if I don't have a son, but if I had a son, I would be very protective of him the same way. I wouldn't want him knocking up some broad that could make his life miserable, that can taunt him, torture him. I wouldn't want him to go through that. As parents, if you love or care anything about your children, you're not going to wait till damage is done. You're going to get on the ball right away and do whatever you have to do to put your foot down to protect your children from falling into that generational curse. And it's too many parents, we are taking it too lightly. We are falling back and we have become lazy with parenting. We have become lazy. A lot of us, a lot of parents don't want to be bothered with their own children. And a lot of parents have gotten to the point to where they have given up on their kids. They don't want to be bothered with them, so you let them go. You let them do whatever. You let them make whatever decisions because you just done gave up on them and you tired of them. A lot of that comes from the fact that you have allowed them to get away with so much, and now that you want to put your foot down, you don't even have the energy to put your foot down because you have allowed them to disrespect and to get away with doing so much. Now you tired, you exhausted. And one thing about these children are smart. They know when they don't weigh you down. They know when they have exhausted you. So they just keep adding more to the plate. That's exactly what they keep doing. They don't have no mercy on you. But I'm like her mother and her friend, baby. I come like shit, but yes, and the boy going stuck with you. Yeah, yeah. You have to, as parents, we cannot be in denial. We cannot be in denial. And it's always the parents that swear their child would never, they end up getting embarrassed. The main ones, oh, my child will never do that. Oh, I know my son, I know my daughter. And then a lot of them end up embarrassed, because their child ended up doing everything they thought their child would never do. Again, you cannot underestimate your children. You cannot say what you know they will do, what you know they won't do, because kids act different around their parents. Stuff they do around you, they may do different things behind your back. So you can never underestimate and figure your child so well. You know what I mean? You just don't want to set yourself up to think that you're invincible. But I thought it was very imperative, y'all, that I brought this content up because I am so sick and tired of black women celebrating the struggle of their daughters becoming mothers at such a young age. um I think that basically women who do this, we set our children up for failure. We set our daughters up for failure. We need to keep it real. We need to prepare our children for reality. I've always told my daughter, look here, you put yourself in that situation. I can't guarantee you how your life is going to turn out. I can't guarantee that the dude who knocks you up is going to be there. If that's what you want for yourself, you want to become a single mom, you want to tie your life down to where you can't live, you can't travel, you can't go places, you can't enjoy life because you tied down, then so be it. But for the most part, I've always tried to make sure um I get involved and I stay involved. And as parents, we need to do that. We don't need to be celebrating the struggle. for these children out here. We don't need to be making these young girls think it's cute. We throwing them baby showers and telling them they invite their friends, and we're celebrating it like it's a wonderful event, because there's nothing to celebrate. Why would you want to celebrate the struggle like that? Why would you want to celebrate your daughter's failures? And this is not to say that um children who make this mistake can't rise above it and still can't become productive citizens. But the thing is, it's going to be harder for them, because once you have a child, it is not about you anymore. What your desires, your goals, your plans, all of that is out the window. And there's no guarantee that the person who you got pregnant from is going to step up and is going to be genuine. Is going to be dependable. So we cannot put our children in the mind of being in fantasy land where they think everything is going to be wonderful, everything is going to be peachy. And this is why a lot of these young parents, when these kids get here, some of these young girls, they kill their children. They kill their babies. They hurt their babies because the pressure is too much for them to handle. They thought it was going to be one way, and then when the child got here, it's totally different from what they thought it would be. This is why these young girls are off the chain and they're hurting their kids. That is why these young men are hurting these kids. That's why these young girls are leaving their kids with any and everybody, because they don't want to be bothered with their own children. They don't care about their child's safety. They want to be alleviated. They want a break. That's why you hear about stories like this on the news all the time. Teenager kills her child. The girl who put both of her babies in the oven because she was so overwhelmed. Her excuse was, my family won't help me. My family would not support me with my kids. She burnt both of her kids up in the oven because her thing was she couldn't get nobody to babysit for her. This is the psyche of these young women. And for y'all to sit up here and celebrate it and act like it's a wonderful moment to treasure, you just set your children up for failure, man. So on that note, I thought it was imperative that I brought this content, that we need to stop celebrating the struggles with these young women out here, because being a parent is a serious job. It's nothing to take for granted. If you hurt these children or you do the wrong thing to your kids, defects can get involved, take your children away from you. You can end up going to jail, doing time in prison. It's just not something you want to play with all kind of way. So anyhow, yep, freelance is true story. She put both her kids in the oven. She got tired of being a parent. Her thing was her family would never keep her kids for her. So she threw them in the oven. That's a true story. It's a true story. You Google it, put in woman, girl, puts her kids in the oven. And I'm sure her story will pop up right away. Yeah, and this happened like I think 2016, not too long ago. So yeah, it happens because again, a lot of these young girls, they're not ready to be a parent. The baby shower part is one thing. But after a while, after everybody done brought you gifts, after everybody done come to congratulate you, guess what? Everybody is going home. You're going to be by yourself with that burden for 18 years. Okay, so baby shower, that's just one part. The other 18 years, you are on your own, okay? So on that note, y'all, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, rocking out with me. Next Friday, I will be doing a live panel, Battle of the Sexes. I do have some special guests that I'm going to be bringing on. We're going to be talking about some really interesting topics. We're going to get men's perspective. We're going to get women's perspective. I'm going to be doing Battle of the Sexes Friday night at 9 p.m. I will put up the notification so that way for anybody who may not remember, you will be alerted when I decide to do a live panel. Rep, he's going to be one of the guests that are going to be on there Friday night. So make sure y'all tune in. And again, I appreciate everybody who stopped by. I appreciate your positive energy, your positive feedback. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. This content may be for somebody who definitely needs it. So remember, knowledge and wisdom is free. It don't cost nothing to share wisdom and knowledge. So y'all, it's been real. It is your girl, Lady Mocha. Remember, I'm going to always pour you a cup of truth, and I'm going to always break you off with a slice of knowledge. I'll be hollering at y'all soon. Take care.